Welcome to another video, guys. My name is Daniel. I'm gonna set up the Kilos Gear Tetris modular table. So we have this M8 that is, I think it consists of 3, 6, 7, 8 like table plates, as you can see there, and we have the M4, super lightweight. So the M4 is around 500 grams and the M8 is a bit more, yeah, around 900 grams. It's pretty light compared to many outdoors table. Now Kilos Gear has also a smaller table that is more for ultralight backpackers or backpacking, and then you have also the one with the net, you know. I used to have one myself, but I actually sold that in order to only use Kilos Gear. So this table is super packable. It's a very good closing with the IKK zips. It has this the M4. You have metal. Might be titanium as well, I'm not sure, or just metal. Pretty compressed, pretty small. And this is aluminium, 75. This might also be an aluminium with a net that is super easy to actually set up, very quick. So if you do a lot of base camping or camping or glam camping, like some also like to call it, this is gonna be a pretty good combination. So I'm pretty happy that they sent me this, because I didn't actually know that they had it. And the cool thing here is now that they set this net wrong, so you're supposed to be setting on the sides legs. I previously set it up wrong, so you can like put your stuff there, and that's gonna be like things like yeah, you know, the tableware. That's the word I'm searching for. Your tableware there, and then you put the 4, and normally you should start with the one on the sides that has like a little there, and then you can try to put it on closest to the side, and then you put the normal ones. And then you put the end, that is this one. There you go. And then you have like a very small, lightweight table, as you can see. So that's the M4. Now, the cool addition is that this is the hanging light pole, and then set it up on one of those holes there, and this is to a hanger for your backpacking lights. A table is basically a luxurious thing to have. It's not a must, but a really you can like adjust this how high you want that and everything. So a table is a very good thing to just like eat your stuff and keep things so organized, you know. Okay, so let's set up the other one. You can put the tables again, and I'm going to tell you why this is a good idea. There. And then you have an addition that it follows with a net there. I thought it was like extra just in case some of those get broken, but actually is a thing that you can actually extend this table even more. So the way that, see, I haven't used it yet, you open the door, the side of there, and you can put one, let me see, like there, I think, and you can even extend this even more. And if you buy like 2 M8s, you can even make this bigger. So I'm actually thinking on doing that. Even though they are my sponsors, I'm gonna buy my one myself. So there you have like another M4 here as well. So you have double the side, and you can probably, if you have a stove underneath, you can put like what I'm doing now there, and make yourself a cooking place for the oven. You have this other net that's gonna be a lot of those things to do, so maybe you should like buy a bag to put those on. This one is pretty cool because you can put it on the end, and let's say here, and hang your stuff. Let's say you have a pan, you can put it there. Well, you have a kettle to put there. Yeah, and you get the point. And the last one is gonna be like this, that I couldn't figure out how to use it until I saw the producer's picture. You have like those points there where you can like put one on this side. Let me know. You can actually do this like this instead. There we go. And you can hang things, even for more things on that side. So you have a gas then, and then you can put hang the gas there, so it doesn't need to sleep on the that's actually a pretty good place to hang the gas as well, to be honest. It doesn't fit all right. So when it's winter, it's very good to actually have like a cover for the gas so it doesn't get cold, so you can actually utilize the gas even better. Now you have like a place to cook here that is elevated. You don't need to have the box, you can have like a stove that is elevated, that is common in Asia. You have a hanger, you have the light. So you can see there are plenty of options with these. And put like some tableware there and stuff like that. Put the water there, and soon as you get the table, these things get like super organized as well. So yeah, I think this is a fantastic table. This doesn't fit quite well though, but not a big deal. Okay, so I'm gonna cook some noodles. Shock. We say shock when there are a lot of typical for me when you do that a lot. Okay. There we go. Ooh. Might be a bad screw on that. So I'm actually moving from aluminium when it comes to cookware, but and I'm gonna tell you, especially this kind of when it's black and everything, I found out that it's actually a bad idea to actually use when it's all black. As I know many people say the opposite, but I actually did some research on like what it called the metal feather fume, and I'm actually moving. That's why I'm actually cleaning the pot. I'm moving from the aluminium to titanium. I actually think they are triangularized the pots, so it's a better aluminium meant to be used for cooking. But the thing is, when you actually aluminium reacts to oxidity, and coffee, when the pot is all black, you normally boil coffee on this kind of pots. And coffee is not super oxidity. It has from a scale from 1 to 10, it's 6. So when you do this over time and you boil in aluminium, well, the bonfire is from 300 to 1000 degrees Celsius. It's gonna react with the aluminium, and especially if you have something cooking, boiling above 100, it's gonna react with the aluminium, and it's actually not a good thing to be using the aluminium. But it has to be in a long, very long term, so it's safe to use aluminium. But if you are a lot using it, I would recommend that you use something else. And I also have the same problem with the cast irons. It's not the same problem, but I'm not liking the cast irons. I'm preferring the titanium pans instead, because it's easier to make food. When I made egg and bacon, especially with the cast iron, is a hassle. It becomes sticky. It's become black due to all the oiling you have there. It's very heavy, and actually preferring to use titanium. So those are a couple of things that I've been doing some research on, that I'm moving away a bit from the cast iron and going back to these pans here, because it's just simpler, it does the job. I'm probably not gonna use aluminium too much when it comes to when coffee comes from a super black aluminium size, because it's also not the right way to make coffee either. So those are things that I know many experienced outdoors people will react when I say that, but you have to remember that I also have 30 years of experience outdoors. I do this every week, even though I'm in my backyard right now, and moving away from that. So I'm gonna just boil some coffee, and I'm gonna tell you about you can get, by the way, this table for 10%, and the chair that I'm sitting in, that is probably the most comfortable chair that I've been sitting on, for 10% off of the whole store if you use my code kiloskier.com slash Daniel Martinez. So I was super excited when Kilo Skiers and I got a partnership together, and I'm super surprised. One of the best things I have done is Nortent and Kilo Skier. Kilo Skier provide with the table and chairs. The tent, well, actually I bought this tent myself, but this is from Nortent, that is also my partner. And well, this cooks up, because I'm not sure if I have too much to say about the table though. That is a fantastic table, to be honest. I'm gonna talk about thing about sponsorships. Now, I learned the things, the sponsorship thing when it comes to that early on in my life. But I think it was Lars Monsen has a book. He's a very a celebrity here in Norway, where he has done a lot of expeditions across Canada for years, along Norway, across Norway as well, like I did. And he has a section on his book when it comes to sponsorships. So the thing is that he actually recommends to have sponsorship, because gear is mostly expensive if you have to buy most of the things yourself. And for me, that works basically alone all the time. I'm basically all alone most of my time. It's good to have some partners to talk about. This serves as a colleague, so it's more of a mental health thing to have something to talk to when you are at work as well. For me, sharing some ideas with Nortent or Kilo Skier is a fantastic thing. So, and one thing is that I don't do sponsorships for shit or things that aren't related basically to the outdoors. I see many people sponsorship that are like using maybe 30 seconds of their video to talk about some mobile game or something, and those are the sponsorships that you can probably get money from. But man, I don't really waste my time with that kind of sponsorship either, because it doesn't feel real to me, you know. And the thing is about sponsorship, that you can cancel anywhere you want. If you don't have a contract, you can cancel, but then you have to probably return the stuff or thing to the sponsors, you know. So a good thing to establish good partnership with real good producers, and Kilo Skier for me and Nortent is one of those sponsors. I've been having a lot of sponsor other times as well, but it's just not as custom or partnership camp customer good as they Nortenta and Kilos Gear are. So yeah, if you want to partnerships or something, choose good partnerships and hope for the best. Okay, I think this is boiling. When it comes to coffee, it should be 96 degrees Celsius. So never boil. Is basically the best for coffee. However, if you are outdoors, you're gonna probably need to boil the water anyway, but you're gonna lose some of the taste when you do that. So I'm gonna use my AeroPress. Coffee beans there. I think that should be enough. And we're gonna put this there like my cup. There, and we basically should stir that a bit, so I'm gonna use this there. Forgot the thing for that there. I'm gonna pour a bit more water, and I'm gonna press. Go. Actually have, see if I boil it right. Oh, it's actually a bit too cold. It's actually a bit too cold. It's 80 on the. Anyway, I'm gonna just put the coffee to the side. I haven't used it on a while, so. And I'm gonna prepare some noodles now. Just gonna put it like that. And this is a good thing in this metal, because you can put warm things there. It doesn't really matter. I pick it up my cup that I forgot inside. Then put some coffee there. Oops, that's not a good sound. And so I was about to actually make some eggs as well. So I'm gonna put this on the side and start this again, once again. Ooh. There we go. Take my eggs, take the spatula that is here. So this is super easy for me. This is perfect because I like to make food, and this table actually makes things a bit easier, especially when I need to like pick my camera, move it here to get the new angle, and need to be quick, you know. So there we go, and then basically hard to like have control a lot of all of these things while you are in the outdoors. To be like, and this is what as when I say it takes, like, for me set up camp, it takes an hour. Normally you use like 10 minutes or 15 minutes to set up the tarp, but when it comes to when I'm filming outdoors, especially if there is a bad weather, I would probably use an hour to set up camp, because there are so many stuff you need to think about. Camera, you need to think about the shelter, so it doesn't blow away, you don't lose the thing, and you are always fighting time. You're always fighting time, and then you kind of want to have a warm coffee, some warm dinner and stuff. And in the army I was told to always keep control of your gear, check your feet, like if you are wet you should change, because if you keep it too long unattended that might come like the trench foot, and I see people actually losing their fingers on toes. And you need to be having a tarp, a shelter that is basically that can withstand the Norwegian weather. Otherwise you're gonna lose stuff, or you're gonna be cold, so all of a sudden it's gonna not be a comfortable trip. Right now on this table, on this case, helps with the things that I'm doing, and base camping and stuff. Very good coffee, by the way. And this is great because it keeps the coffee warm, these camping mugs, as well, compared to aluminium. And the thing about cast iron, that also keeps the food warm, but the problem with the cast iron, you cannot do eggs on the cast iron because it's gonna be a real mess when you do eggs like this. So believe me, it's my experience. I try it all, and I try to be humble about things and people's experience, but sometimes it doesn't work what you do, and you get a shitty trip because you're using bad gear, or you have relying too much on experience that people it might work for them but it doesn't work for you, you know. So if people are saying I like to use cast iron, or I don't like to use sponsors, okay, cool, good for you, but for me, I couldn't be learning. I will probably never see this kind of gear or this shelter. The Northern Vern ones, basically, and the Heller and type basically saved my life, because shitty Norwegian weather that is pretty. It's pretty difficult to have to deal with sometimes. And poor the dude that lost his freaking finger on the winter night. That was a winter week, though. But okay, let's see, Daniel. My Japanese bowl, plastic basically. I have my bowl of noodles here. I suck when it comes to eating with sticks, just so you know. So my Korean friends and Japanese doesn't. I admit that that I'm a mess when it comes to when it comes to this thing here. Let me see. I think I'm Scandinavian, you know, or European, so I'm not as experienced to eat with chopsticks like many of you are. I normally eat with the spoon and everything. There we go. Okay. Good. Noodles with eggs. So I'm not sure, guys, if I have more to say. Next week I'm actually heading outdoors in the mountains, so maybe even get some snow. We get to try Van 1 in the snow, and probably gonna make it simple when it comes to the gear that I'm wearing, because I'm long distance hiking, or not long distance, but we're probably gonna walk like 4 or 5 kilometers or something before setting up tent, and we'll probably make it pretty easy when it comes to outdoors. Yeah, so that's it, guys. Remember, kilosgear.com/Daniel Martinez. You find the link down in the big description. It will help support me as well as my partner. I hope you like this video, guys. It's a great product. It's a great table. If you're wondering of something, let me know in the comment below, and see you next trip. Bye. Oh, that was a good. I can relax with a warm coffee, a comfortable chair, a freaking good table, good tent. Perfect, man.